welcome to Big Joe Scuba. My name's Ed. I'm going to be your tech for today. Today we're going to be talking about replacing an O-ring on a valve. Now it's important that you have a good O-ring on your valve so that you don't leak air out of your valve for obvious reasons. So first I've got two different valves here on my workbench. I've got a standard yoke valve. Well, I say standard. This is what most recreational divers, at least in the Western world, use. And this is a DIN valve, which is what a lot of your technical divers use, and then they also use this a lot in Europe. First, we'll deal with the yoke valve. Now, before you attempt to replace an O-ring, you want to make sure that you have a brass pick. You want it to be made out of brass so that it doesn't damage the chroming on the brass valve itself. If you use a steel, stainless steel, a knife, a screwdriver, something like that, which I've seen them all used before, you're liable to damage this chroming, which is going to ruin your valve, causing you to spend money replacing a valve. Your O-ring is located inside here in the slot, and it's what seals the valve to the tank itself, or to your regulator system, rather. I like to use a pick that has a little bit of a hook on it. I don't know if you can see that very well on camera, but I've got a little hook on there. You're going to slide in next to the O-ring with your brass pick, not using a lot of pressure. You can kind of work it in there a little bit. Slide yourself in and under the O-ring. You can see that I've got it out there, or headed out of there, and then go ahead and remove the O-ring. Go ahead and cut that one in half. I like to, when I throw an O-ring away, always cut it in half. That renders it useless so that we don't accidentally put a bad O-ring back in something. Then you're going to take a new one out of your Save a Dive kit. So that's a good thing to keep in your Save a Dive kit. You're going to place it back in the little slot where it came out of, first assuring that the slot is clean, that there's no corrosion, dirt, or little chunks of O-ring left in there. I like to use the butt of my pick to replace the O-ring. So if you take the butt of your pick, you can press that O-ring back into place by just sliding around it. Pressing it into place as you go kind of in a circular manner around it. And voila, it's back in place. Then I would hook this up to a regulator, to a yoke regulator, turn the tank on, and make sure that it is secure. So when you're looking at getting a Save a Dive kit, a couple of O-rings and a brass pick can save you from ever missing out on a dive. We deal with the DIN regulator. Now your O-ring is in the regulator, so this is a first stage regulator. This would go to a DIN tank. The O-ring is located in the regulator itself, and we would replace this O-ring the same way. Now the O-ring in a yoke valve is a size 14. This one here in a DIN valve is a size 112. So you would remove the old O-ring, cut it in half, dispose of it, make sure that you check the channel, make sure that it's clean, there's no pieces of O-ring or corrosion or anything else like that in there, or chroming that's came off. You're going to get yourself a new O-ring, you're going to set it in place, and again I like to use the base of the plastic end of my pick to replace that O-ring. And once your O-ring is in place, it's all down nice and secure, you can go ahead and hook your system up, turn the tank on, and make sure that it's not going to leak. So a brass pick and a few O-rings can save you from a missed dive. So make sure you have those things in your Save a Dive kit. I'm Ed with Big Joe Scuba, and I'll see you next time.